I might still be a monster, but I'm an evolving monster.
Dexter Morgan, TV's most prolific serial killer of serial killers, has plunged back into our lives, and this podcast right along with it. Each week, we'll dive deep into the show and get the inside scoop from those who bring it to life, like Michael C. Hall, Clyde Phillips, Jennifer Carpenter, the writers, and more. Join us as we lay it all out on the kill table. Listen and subscribe to Dexter New Blood Wrap-Up wherever you get your podcasts. And watch Dexter New Blood Sundays starting November 7th, only on Showtime.
Remains found yesterday
indeed belong to Brian Laundrie.
Moderna and Johnson & Johnson
booster shots could be rolled out tomorrow.
Full House vote on Bannon criminal contempt.
The resolution is adopted.
This is the CBS World News Roundup Late Edition. I'm Jennifer Kuiper in Chicago. Remains found in a Florida nature reserve yesterday have been identified. WTSP TV's Adoria Chumba with the latest.
The skeletal human remains discovered here at the Myakkahatchee Environmental Park indeed belong to Brian Laundrie, and that determination was made by the Sarasota County Medical Examiner using dental records. Also keep in mind that the personal items belonging to Brian Laundrie were also found near the human remains, and they included a backpack and a notebook.
Laundrie was the sole person of interest in the murder of Gabby Petito. A CDC panel endorses extra doses of Moderna and Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccine for people age 65 and older and some high-risk individuals. CBS's Alexander Tin.
State and local health officials as well as pharmacies say they have been planning for weeks to roll out booster shots for these groups, which could start as early as tomorrow after the CDC director this evening is expected to formally adopt the committee's recommendations. Officials said up to 99 million Americans could be eligible for boosters across Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson.
On this vote, the yeas are 229, the nays are 202. The resolution is adopted.
The House votes to hold former President Trump White House aide Steve Bannon in contempt of Congress for defying a subpoena from the January 6th committee. We have just learned that the Justice Department has received the referral. Attorney General Merrick Garland.
The Department of Justice will do what it always does in such circumstances. It will apply the facts and the law and make a decision consistent with the principles of prosecution.
White House remains hopeful that Democratic moderates and progressives will meet in the middle on President Biden's Build Back Better agenda.
Despite White House efforts to accelerate the talks, West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin tells reporters he'll hold out until he sees the fine print of a deal. Manchin is concerned about climate change provisions in the bill, as well as the size and scope of the proposed social programs. His colleague Kyrsten Sinema reportedly says she won't back corporate tax increases to pay for the programs. Still, White House spokeswoman Karine Jean-Pierre tells reporters,
when we reach a deal, which we believe that will happen, the president said this yesterday himself, he believes a deal will happen, it will be transformational.
Stephen Portnoy, CBS News, the White House.
Britain's Queen Elizabeth spent the night in the hospital for what's described as preliminary investigations. The palace says her ailment was not related to COVID-19. On Wall Street, the Dow closed down 6 points. NASDAQ ended up 94. A month after the Minnesota Supreme Court dropped a murder charge against a former Minneapolis police officer, he is resentenced. Mohammed Noor shot to death Justine Ruszczyk-Damond after she reported a possible rape behind her home. On a lesser manslaughter charge, Judge Catherine Quaintanet says,
I hereby sentence you to the Commissioner of Corrections for a period of 57 months.
Former Officer Noor.
I'm deeply grateful for Mr. Damon's forgiveness. I'm deeply sorry for the pain that I've caused that family.
In Haiti, the leader of a gang says in a video he will kill the 17 Christian missionaries from North America if he doesn't get the $17 million ransom he's demanding. In Ohio, Weston Showalter with the Christian Aid Ministries.
Pray for these families. They are in a difficult spot.
Midwest teenager involved in a racial incident is sentenced. CBS's Jim Krasula.
An unidentified Illinois high school student who posted a racist slave for sale ad on Craigslist that pictured one of his black classmates has been sentenced to 2 years probation and 100 hours of community service. The shocking ad, which included a racial slur, was posted by the student from Naperville Central High School in suburban Chicago 2 years ago when he was 14 years old.
California's oil and gas regulator proposes that the state ban new oil drilling within 3,200 feet of schools, homes, and hospitals. California Governor Gavin Newsom.
It's about public health. It's about safety. It's about dignity. It's about the ability to live your life out loud.
It would be the nation's largest buffer zones between oil wells and communities. A memorial service for former Secretary of State Colin Powell will be held November 5th at Washington National Cathedral. San Francisco is offering cash to stem a scourge of auto break-ins.
The city is teaming up with private businesses to offer up to $100,000 for information leading to the arrest and conviction of those involved in organized auto burglaries.
It is really embarrassing for our city.
San Francisco Mayor London Breed.
And it gives people the impression that it's not safe to come here.
Caitlin James certainly feels that way.
We came back and the window was broken and all our stuff was gone.
Police estimate less than a dozen regular auto burglary crews are responsible. Linda Kenyon, CBS News.
A salmonella outbreak tied to onions imported from Chihuahua, Mexico has sickened more than 650 people in 37 states. The CDC says at least 129 people have been hospitalized. No one has died. That is the World News Roundup Late Edition for Thursday, October 21st, 2021. I'm Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News.
Hear the new episodes of the Drew Barrymore Show podcast every day, Monday through Friday. Listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.